welcome everyone to Connect and Access. We are honored here today to have Pathways to Partnership. So we are recording this webinar to share with individuals who expressed that they wanted to attend, but were unable to be here today. So we hope that that is okay with everyone. So we're thrilled to have you here in this collaborative space. It's really designed for educators and our statewide system of support partners from across the state to get together, foster connections, gain access to valuable resources, and really offer mutual support as we work towards improving outcomes for all of our students. So we are excited to welcome our guests today from Pathways to Partnership. Pathways to Partnership is a special education resource lead around alternative dispute resolution and prevention. So we're excited to learn more about how they support families, students, and educators, and really their goal is to help resolve conflict and preserve relationships in special education in California. So on the call today, my name is Lori Balsano Wright, and I am a coordinator with Open Access, and we are out of the Placer County Office of Education and Placer County SELPA. I work alongside Leah, who is not able to be here today, but we had to divide and conquer. I'm going to hand it over to Chara, and then we can introduce our guests.
So hello, my name is Shari Perry. I'm the Assistant Director for, it used to be the California Collaborative for Inclusive Pathways. Now we are the California Collaborative for Impactful Pathways. We're located with Santa Clara County Office of Ed, and our focus is on post-secondary opportunities and secondary activities that lead to successful post-secondary opportunities. So happy to be here and happy to learn more about the Pathways to Partnerships work. And thank you all for coming.
Yes, and we'll have to update our slide. I wasn't aware of that change. So we're honored to have Aubrey Folk and Michelle Kinner here with us today. Please take a moment and unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Aubrey Folk. I'm one of the co-directors with Pathways to Partnership. I work in Tehama County, which is the far north up there at the tippy top of our state. I work for Tehama County Department of Education and Tehama County SELPA, and I'm so happy to be here, and I will let my colleague Michelle Kinner introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Michelle Kinner. I'm with Pathways to Partnership, and I'm also in the northern side of our partnership up at Tehama County. With Aubrey, and I'm really happy to be here, and I hope we can be of some use and information for you today.
Well, thank you for being here. Just real briefly before we dive in, we want to make sure everyone can easily access the presentation and materials shared today. So at Open Access, we are dedicated to the principles of universal design for learning, ensuring that everything we provide is accessible to all. So you can access this slide deck with that QR code. We can also drop that tiny URL into the chat. I can do that as soon as I'm done sharing screen here. And we use simple backgrounds with high contrast text. We use alternative text for images. And there's going to be lots of opportunity to pause today to ask questions. And so we really value your participation. So real briefly, I think most of you know who we are, but we just wanted to take a few minutes to share about our projects today. Open Access is another statewide special education resource lead within that statewide system of support. And we are grounded in the foundational belief that with access to quality instruction, all students can engage, actively participate, and learn within inclusive settings. And what makes our project unique is that we highlight the importance of learning and participation for all through universal design for learning, assistive technology, and augmentative alternative communication. And so you have access to our website here. If you click on that image, it will take you to the one-page flyer about our project. So at this time, Chara, do you want to say anything about your project furthermore before we hand it over to Pathways?
Yes, so we're currently working on a toolkit for Indicator 14. I'm excited. We're going to try to, towards the end of May and in June, share some trainings and some different pieces from the toolkit. And then we hope to officially roll the toolkit out August to districts. And we're hoping to provide support for the whole year so that districts are looking at their data, looking at the activities they're offering for Indicator 14. As a state, we're not doing that well on Indicator 14. So this will help us with tracking students with disabilities, making sure that they are meaningfully engaged in living productive lives, and to also provide support and activities around reminding them about the survey, completing the survey, how to connect with students that you've had difficulties contacting. And so we have some activities that we will run, and we will offer some office hours. So excited about that work. And we also are in the process of developing some high leverage practices modules. Lots of people are always want to know, like, what are some things that we can do to engage students with disabilities, or how can we really meaningfully include students or improve our LRE. So we're hoping to offer some asynchronous modules on high leverage practices, and then to have a few meetings to check in with people and see how it's going. And this year we've done a lot of research on CTE and UDL. So next year we will be partnering with Open Access to provide some training on UDL and CTE courses. And we're excited about that work and that partnership, and just seeing what do we need to do to just be more impactful so that students with disabilities are included and they're leading successful lives after they leave us. Because that's the ultimate measure of all the work that we do, that students with disabilities are meaningfully engaged, gainfully employed, and able to live productive lives. So we're excited about the work, and we're excited about the information. And as soon as we get the flyer, we will post it on social media. We'll share it out with our different state partners so we can have that outreach. And we're just excited to just improve these opportunities, and as a state to really look at what are our students doing, what's working and not working. And we're looking at maybe doing a NIC. So across the state, special ed staff, administrators can really come together and talk about what's working, what hadn't worked, and to share those successes with other people who are doing that same work. So I'm excited about the toolkit and can't wait to share it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And I am no longer sharing my screen, so you should have access. Perfect. Aubrey, we're ready to hear all about your work.
All right. So thank you again for allowing us to be here today to share what Pathways to Partnership is all about. Today, we're going to talk about how we are building a statewide support model for dispute prevention and resolution. Like we already mentioned, we are part of that statewide system of support, and our project is funded by the California Department of Education and California Collaborative for Educational Excellence. This next slide is our amazing team here with Pathways to Partnership. We have Veronica Coates. She is the executive director alongside Joanna Delegata. Veronica is the assistant superintendent of Tehama County Department of Education and Tehama County SELPA. Joanna Delegata is the SELPA director for Ventura County SELPA, and also works for Ventura County Office of Education. Down below is Stacy Alvey and myself. We are the two co-directors of Pathways to Partnership. Stacy is out of the Ventura County Office of Education and SELPA. As I mentioned, I am up here in Tehama County. And then we have Peter Aguirre and Michelle Kinner. Those are our two program specialists that do amazing work with us in our project. Peter is Ventura County Office of Education, and Michelle is here today out of Tehama County Department of Education and SELPA. So this is a small but mighty team, and we are all so excited to be part of this statewide system of support.
So we always like to start out our trainings and our informational, slide decks with just a getting to know you or engaging activity, a check-in. We like to model that too for others. We weren't sure if we were like a webinar where you guys weren't accessing your mics or if it would just be chat. So we want to just hear from you, our small but mighty guest list here. If there's something today, how's your day going? Type in, or you can say out loud if you'd like to open your mic, a phrase, 5 words or less that describes how your day is going today so far. And I'll start. I would say just one word, exciting. I'm excited to be here presenting with you and learning about all the different resources for special education. Someone said rushed, deadlines fastly approach, busy, 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 but in a good way. That's how I feel too. I should have said that too. Any others? Let's see. How are you, Aubrey? How are you feeling today?
The weather is beautiful, so I would say very energetic and rejuvenated. Very busy, but I'm very happy with how sunny and bright. We actually got a spring this year, so that's rare for us, so it's nice.
Nice. I can't believe it's noon. That's good. Good 5-word phrase. All right. Well, thanks for joining in with that. We will move on and tell you a little bit about our program.
All right, so Pathways to Partnership, as we mentioned, we're part of that statewide system of support as a special education resource lead in alternative dispute resolution and prevention. We provide support to students, families, and educators. Our purpose is really simple. We want to help resolve conflicts and preserve relationships in special education throughout California. But in order to do this, we need everybody on board. We need everyone to have that capacity and the skill set. So we foster trust and collaboration and keep our students always at the center. On each of our slides in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see our website, and you should be able to click on that to access our website at any time. In order to build that capacity across the state, I showed you that first slide of the 6 of us that are actually doing 100% of Pathways to Partnership work. We realize that 6 of us can't change the state. So we really need to build capacity within the state. So we used similar models to other great leads and great work projects that have worked in the past, such as Captain. A lot of our other statewide system of support resource leads are using the same model. But we decided to use the Regional Implementation Lead Network, and we use the same regions as the California superintendents do. So we looked at those 11 regions, and you'll see those on the far left side of this slide. And then we started asking different areas that are doing great work or wanted to start building up the capacity within their local area. And then in addition, reaching out to their neighboring counties in their region. So on the right-hand side of this screen, you'll see who we have identified as our regional implementation leads. So for Region 1, we have Sonoma County SELPA. Region 2, we have Trinity County SELPA, Yolo County SELPA with Region 3. In Region 4, because of the size, we identified that we need 2 co-regional leads. So we have Solano County SELPA that has committed to that. They did an amazing job this school year and are also committed to next school year. We are still actively recruiting a co-lead. So if there's anybody in Region 4 that you know of or that you'd like to share this with, please share that. We would love to get in contact with them. For Region 5, we have El Dorado County Charter SELPA. Region 6, we are happy because this school year we didn't have anyone identified in Region 6, but we are so happy that San Joaquin County SELPA has agreed to be our regional implementation lead for next school year. In Region 7, we have Madera Mariposa County SELPA. Region 8, San Luis Obispo County SELPA. Region 9, again, we have 2. So we have Tustin Unified School District SELPA and El Dorado County Charter SELPA. Region 10 also has 2, Riverside County SELPA and East Valley. Lastly, Region 11 has 4 because the LA region is large, and so we need some great expertise in the field. So we have Antelope Valley, Whittier area, Southwest, and ADC SELPA. So the 4 of those are all co-leads. So the development of these regional implementation leads has been essential for building local capacity and ensuring success and sustainability. By having these leads in different regions, solutions can be tailored to local needs and foster collaboration between the regions. This approach really empowers local teams to build long-term capacity and ensure that sustainability by creating this network of local leaders who can really continue the support and expand the initiative independently. If Pathways to Partnership is no longer a thing one day, we're hoping that these resources and connections are strong enough to carry this work throughout without having someone there to lead them. So that is kind of our whole vision around the regional implementation leads.
And as another piece of our kind of statewide approach and building capacity, we also have 2 different types of communities of practice, or COPs. We have our statewide community of practice, which was going on even before our project, and it's just grown substantially. We have over 100 participants throughout the state that join in regularly, and we have those quarterly. They are, of course, on Zoom. And so anyone in education who's interested in learning more or collaborating with alternative dispute resolution can join in the statewide community of practice. And you can reach out to any of us to get added to that list. In addition to that, as Aubrey was saying with the regional implementation leads, we wanted a regional approach to build some leaders and some partners throughout the state, because every region is very unique in California and has their own needs and their own kind of spectrum of ADR practices. And some regions don't have very much developed, some have more. So in each region, they've also, as a part of being a regional implementation lead, they are also leading their own COP for their region. And so they do this dependent on their schedule. Each community of practice in the region gets to choose what's on their agenda, how often they meet, and it's really that local control model that we wanted to implement. We have all of our regional implementation leads now either pretty well into, having several communities of practice so far or just getting started. But in your region, if you're interested in joining your local one, you could reach out on that last slide to your regional implementation lead, and I'm sure they could connect you, or we would also be happy to connect you with someone so that you can join that. It really is just, like Aubrey said, building capacity, and we want that local control model.
Yeah, and one thing to add to that is when we started developing this model, we really wanted to focus on one place. We didn't want to have individual silos and have an education community of practice and a family community of practice. So in those, including our larger statewide community of practice, we do invite and we have active involvement with Seeds of Partnership. Some local regional centers come, independent child advocates come. And then also, like Michelle was saying, those regional smaller ones, they're also inviting their local FECs, their family empowerment centers or regional centers come to those. So it's a great place to really show that we're all in one room together talking about the same thing. We don't have separate meetings for different populations.
Yeah, good point.
All right, this is something we are super excited about. If you are not familiar with high quality IEPs, please go check out their website. They have amazing resources. This is a highlight from this school year, or actually we started last school year, but we announced it at our annual ADR conference in March. It is an ongoing collaboration that Pathways to Partnership has with high quality IEPs on the development of this IEP Success Companion Guide. You can click on the title here on this slide and it'll take you directly to the companion guide on our website, or you can also get it from the High Quality IEPs website as well. It's really a practical resource to support student-centered, strength-based IEPs. It provides tools for preparation, facilitation, meaningful participation, and follow-through, ensuring a collaborative and effective process for educators, students, and families. It really is not focusing just on the IEP, but the entire process. So a place to begin, before the IEP, during the IEP, and after the IEP. High quality IEPs did a bulk of this work, and like I cannot stress enough how phenomenal it is. It's so interactive, so you can click on different parts. It's for really focusing on educators this year, but again, if anyone gets their hands on this, it's for everybody. Next year, they're really going to focus on a lot of their tools for parents and families. But this is a great resource for all that gets access to it. It is amazing, and I cannot stress enough to go check it out and shout it from the rooftops for us, because we are really happy to announce this.
Yeah, another part of our work that we're doing throughout the state is professional development and technical assistance. So some of our different trainings that we've done throughout the state, we can train on the continuum of ADR. So we've done some presentations and are able to do them throughout the state on alternative dispute resolution, strategies, techniques, communication, how to design your system, how to do record keeping and data collection for ADR in your county. So we have kind of a variety along that area. And then we're also really proud to be doing our statewide facilitated IEP training. We've already trained these regions here, 1, 2, 4, 5, 9, and 11. And we have some more scheduled. So we are busy traveling around doing this training. 3, 7, 8, and 10 are coming up. So if you're in one of those regions and you'd like to know more, let us know. We can see about connecting you to go to that. We also have done some work on trauma-informed mediation. That was really exciting to hear about, trauma-informed practices in the mediation and in, even in facilitated IEPs, how we can be mindful of that. And we are partnering still with the Strauss Institute at Pepperdine for their mediating the litigated case. There is a new cohort right now. Aubrey, are they still accepting applications for that? Or is it closed?
I'm not sure. I think they might be, but it's getting close. I'm sure it's in June, so I'm sure it's filling up.
Yeah, if you'd like more information, you can let us know or check out their website as well. They do have that partnership with us, so it's very relevant to special education and not just, legal kinds of scenarios and case studies. So we also are available for specific training requests or local needs. And you can reach us at our website. There's an info@pathwaystopartnership.org email address. And we can, talk with you and see what your needs are in your area. And we'd be happy to, try to design something for you.
Michelle mentioned our 2-day facilitated IEP training. It is a trainer of trainers model. This is just a sample of some of the flyer that we send out, and we do have a few more scheduled for this school year, and we're happy to schedule more. We are looking at the beginning of next school year for any additional ones. If you have not been part of one, please reach out to us. We'd love to get you connected or even schedule a tailor one just for your region. We're excited to offer this engaging 2-day workshop. Participants who participate in this really have the opportunity to learn and practice effective facilitation techniques using this training of trainers model. So the session is all about building confidence and skill set to lead facilitated meetings effectively. Participants also gain the tools to train others in the powerful facilitated IEP framework. It helps spread knowledge and empower throughout teams and organizations. And then by the end of this training, you are then you're recognized as a facilitated IEP trainer. You get a fancy certificate from us here at Pathways to Partnership. And then we encourage you to go and build that capacity and have that ripple effect and go back to your sites and start training it. You have the entire access, all of the slides, all of the interactive scenarios and resources that are embedded to that training. We give you full access to it. You can pick it apart. You can take off our logo, throw your logo on there. It is extremely accessible and flexible to do whatever you need for your site. We have realized that we're all different in our large state, and what works best for me up in Region 2 is probably way different than Regions 8 and 9 down in the southern part of our state. So if you want to take that 2-day training and pick it apart and do multiple mini series, we're able to offer that. And our team is available to coach and mentor along the process. So if you need some help getting your first training going, or you're feeling a little bit unsure, we're more than happy to do them with you or get you in touch with someone that has already started doing them in their region to co-facilitate some of those trainings. This one's me too. So Pathways to Partnership is, we are available to help local communities. Like Michelle said, we can tailor those trainings to whatever is needed for each individual area. So when a dispute is happening in real time, we're able to work directly with families and educators to problem solve in a variety of ways, not only to trainings, but we can also come and help support with cases. We're going to dive in a couple more slides. We're going to talk a little bit more about our Constituent Support Services Office with the California Department of Education. But really, we're here to help provide information and materials as the technical assistance provider identified by CDE. So we also connect parties with free local resources to resolve their disputes, such as their family empowerment centers, or if they need support with other agencies, we're able to really provide that pathway to get people connected to other areas that they need that maybe they just don't know about. Some people don't know what a SELPA is, or they're not sure what their family resource center can offer them. So really some of the things that we've been doing to kick this off is partnering with the California Department of Education, supporting not only with the Constituent Support Services Office, which we'll get into in a sec, but also their Complaints Division unit. We help with some of their active complaints that come in. We've been collaborating a lot with Dr. Rachel Heenan and her amazing team over at CDE to help build and support them as well. And we're collaborating. They're teaching us their system. We're teaching them our system. We're doing monthly trainings and calls with that department. And really talking about maybe active phone calls that come in or active cases that they need to brainstorm and collaborate with. In addition, we're building those regional implementation leads up to do the same. And we're also we're pulling a lot of data throughout the state and developing prototypes for not only CDE, but those regional implementation leads to identify those hotspots and trends that are across the state. Once we identify those, then we're able to do something about that. And if we see that there's a region that really needs a focus on a specific training, then we can go there and wrap around and give that support as needed. So this beautiful flyer here, we cannot take credit for. This was developed again by Dr. Rachel Heenan and her amazing staff over at CDE, California Department of Education, in the Constituent Support Service Office. So as I mentioned, Pathways to Partnership has partnered with California Department of Education in the development of this office. This office became live October 1st of this year. And it's in the special education division. And the knowledgeable staff can be reached to help answer questions, provide guidance, and connect family with appropriate resources. This is a live phone that someone actually answers Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So you can call and reach somebody by calling the number on this flyer, and we have it also listed here a little bit larger up to the right. Outside of those hours, there's a voicemail and they call you back within 24 hours. You can also send them an email to that email listed there at the bottom. It's also on the flyer, but we put it over there for a little bit easier to see. And then their website is linked where it says new website. It's really dedicated in resolving conflicts while preserving relationships in a timely manner. So the last time we had talked about their data, they've received I think it was over 1,100 phone calls since October 1st. So it is working. They are getting a lot of phone calls. And as I mentioned, we meet with them monthly and we develop trainings by their what they request. So if they have a specific topic or an area that they really want to learn more about or they need some more guidance, then Pathways to Partnership either provides that for them or we get them in contact with someone that is more knowledgeable about that topic than us. We're able to help build that capacity.
So here are some of the key functions of the Constituent Support Services Office. As Aubrey said, they are receiving and addressing calls, and it is really pretty remarkable that they're having a live phone line where they're accepting calls from parents. I think that really communicates that they want to partner and that they want to resolve conflicts quickly, and that it's an actual person that they'll get to talk to. A lot of conflicts really can be resolved just by having people feel heard. So I think that's an important step. It is a dedicated platform for families and educational partners to voice concerns or ask questions. They can get immediate support. They get immediate assistance or they're directed to the appropriate channels. If they're not able to help, they will connect them. And as through that part of that connection process, sometimes they are referred to us. To Pathways to Partnership to help resolve their questions or their concerns for their student or just to find more resources. And so the escalation process, the call comes in and then the staff at CDE in that office, they really assess whether cases need to escalate to the complaints review unit or if the party is willing and wants to work through alternative dispute resolution, and then they are referred to us. So there are also some referrals that are going to other departments or units for further resolution. So it's really, we like to picture it as kind of the old school operator board with different circuits getting plugged in all over the place. And so we're one of those mini circuits that families and districts can get connected to resolve conflicts at the early stages or, to do that alternative dispute resolution rather than costly attorneys and, time-consuming hearings and things like that. So we want to preserve those relationships, and that's really the key to this office is having families and educators have a place to call to get resources. Next slide. So another amazing piece to Pathways to Partnership is we are in partnership with the SELPA Association. We played a key role in organizing the annual ADR conference in Riverside. We helped select and coordinate with the keynote speakers. We coordinated conference presentations. We assisted with registration. This year, we were excited to offer a parent and family strand of workshops, and we had really overwhelming feedback about that and are planning to even expand it more next year. So it was just really a tremendous success. We also already have our date set for next year, and it will still be in Riverside, where it's been for many years. It's a wonderful venue, and we encourage you to join March 19th and 20th in Riverside, along with your teams. We have already some great ideas, and the committee is already hard at work. So,
yes, another thing this year that we were able to do, Pathways was able to offset that cost. So we were able to help the SELPA Association of California to really get that cost lowered. I believe the year before it was 450, but this year we got it to 250. And then also we sponsored up to 100 parents to attend the conference. So making it accessible for more of that parent and family population.
Yeah. Here's our amazing website. As Aubrey said earlier, it is on the bottom of each of our slides. And so you can dive in there. It gives you all the information that we're sharing today, our technical assistance, any trainings that we have coming up, resources. We have a lot of great resources now on our page. They are now just in English, but they're in the process of being translated into Spanish and possibly other languages as needed. So those should be uploaded soon as well. And just check it out. There's also an info or how to reach us, contact us button on the bottom. We do get some referrals through the website also that we help with that technical assistance piece throughout the state. And so it's a great resource to keep and check out.
And lastly, this is how you can get in touch with us. We have our website, we have that email that we talked about, and then follow us on social media. We have a Facebook and an Instagram. We did want to save some time for any questions on any of the slides. I know we kind of flew through some of them. So if anyone wants to unmute or put in the chat any questions that you may have for us, you can also email us at any time. And that info to pathways2partnership.org goes to our entire team. So we get back to you pretty quickly. Do we have any questions?
I did have a question on the slide that you're talking about, the 2-day facilitated IEP. It says click the link, and there's no link or code there. Is that something that's going to be coming out later, or is?
Question. That was just one that we have used, so I removed the link because that training had already passed. We tailor it to the individual trainings. So if your region wants that training, that will be a flyer that we make for you, and it will be we'll make it for that specific training.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you a little snapshot of what the training flyer, like what goes out to everybody. But yes, I did remove those because they are past trainings, but we develop them and tailor them to what that specific region or site needs.
We do have a few more planned for this year, and then I'm sure we'll be doing more next year. So if you haven't connected in one of those, please let us know, and we will connect you to your regional implementation lead or where the next one might be held.
Yes, absolutely. And even if it was, like Michelle said, if it was already had, we can connect you to who those trainers are now, because now they're supposed to be having more and more and more and building that capacity.
Right.
Sharing. There we go. Any other questions?
Hello, I'm Troy from Sonoma Valley. Just wanted to say hello again. I just wanted to advertise what a great training that you offer. I attended it in the fall. for the 2-day facilitated IEP training. So got a lot of resources. I appreciate your availability and support, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
That was one of our first ones in a beautiful setting.
Awesome. I'm going to thank you for all that amazing information. I'm going to share my screen again here real quickly so we can just talk quickly about our next webinar. It's May 22nd from 12 to 1. So fourth week in May there. And our guest speaker, Char, do you want to speak about this? Because this is coming out of your county office, the Innovations Collaborative.
So yes, we are formerly known as the Inclusion Collaborative. Now we're the Innovations Collaborative. And so the Innovations Collaborative participated in a grant a few years ago, and they created the Ways to Equity Playbook. And they have some kind of additions that they have curated. They have one for students with disabilities. They have one for early learning. They have one for African American students, and they have one for students with disabilities and English learners. And so Sandia will share some of those resources, and she also will share some information about the Down syndrome toolkit that they've curated, because they did a little research and there's not a lot of resources available for students with Down syndrome. And we know our babies are so wonderful, but not everybody understands how to work with them and connect with them. And so they use the toolkit, and they also use the Ways to Equity Playbook to support districts with understanding how equity impacts our districts and how to use it when planning for your school districts. And they also do lots of other work, which she'll share some of that information with you during the session. They do a lot of UDL and inclusive practices trainings with districts. And so she'll share a lot of that information. She'll share a lot about their resources. They do a lot of stuff about mirror work and being reflective of your system, and just getting you to kind of think differently and look at the services and how you plan for your districts, and specifically students with disabilities within your district. So she is going to like share all the great things that they do. And it'll be a session that you don't want to miss. And also we have the date for the used to be the Inclusion Collaborative Conference, but we have the date for the one that's coming up this year, and it will be in October again. I'm looking for my slide that has the date. It will be October 20th through the 22nd. It normally is a hybrid conference, so you and your teams can participate virtually or here in person. They're in the planning phase, and I have been talking about some of the pre-conference sessions. You know, that 1 hour is just not enough time to go in depth like you want to sometimes. So they are revisiting that. And it's going to be exciting. It'll be virtual and in person. And so we're excited about the conference and excited about sharing the toolkit. We've kind of shared the toolkit with different people. You can find it on the Inclusion Collaborative website. Innovative Collaborative. I have to get used to saying that. Website. And in just a second, I'll drop those links for you in the chat. But if you have any questions, you can email me. You can go on their website and email them. She also has a warm line. No one else in the state has the warm line. And any parent, classified staff, certificated staff can contact a warm line. Like if you're an administrator, you get a new kid with autism, or you're struggling with behaviors, they'll send you social stories. They'll send you some of the little cards. They will talk with parents, and all you got to do is visit the website and schedule the appointment, and they will connect with you. And they provide resources in English and in Spanish. And we used to provide, and I think we have someone that does Mandarin. And so we're excited about that work and other resources that she'll share with you at our May 22nd session.
Awesome. Thank you. And I just want to say thank you everyone for attending today. I know springtime is super busy, and we do want to extend our sincere thanks to Aubrey and Michelle for sharing all their valuable and insightful resources and information with us today. Your expertise and contributions really have enriched our understanding, and so we just want to say thank you. Any final questions, thoughts? I'm not missing anything in the chat. I don't think so.
There's one question in the chat. Will the conference be in Santa Clara? I think that is for the May 22nd one.
Yes, it's in Santa Clara. And as soon as they finalize the flyer with the registration link, I will definitely share that out at the SOS and I'll add it. It'll be added to our table with the registration link and all of that. But it's in Santa Clara. I think it's going to be here, but we may have grown. We may be looking at a different location, but it is here and it is hybrid.
And just one last shameless plug to follow Open Access on social media as well. We do appreciate everyone's time today. I see one other thing just popped up in the chat. I want to make sure. Oh, that was from Chara. Okay. She dropped the link into her website. So there we go. Well, thank you again for being here, everyone. I will go ahead and stop recording now.